Okay, that's a shit stack right there, the Jotunheim and the Bifrost, and that's an AFUL stack right there. That's the Performer 5, the Band 5, the Band 8. If you'd like to win one of these sets, including the Performer 8, which I'm going to be getting, they're going to send it. I doubt it. I'm going to buy it, definitely. So 4 of these will be given away based on this comment section. So you got to comment. You absolutely have to be a subscriber because that's how I pull it out, and a like would be appreciated. So 4 sets will be given away. I'm doing this video before I get the Performer 8 because my opinion is different from most people's, and I also have some sets that they don't have, which is the ones that were released in China only. I wasn't a fan of the Performer 5. I could get why people liked it, but I didn't like it because it took my focus and put it where I don't like it so much, and it didn't have enough bass for me. The Band 5 is a better set in my opinion, and the Band 8 is a next level up, which is an indication that the Performer 8 is probably going to be great, but I don't have it with me, and it's not like, wow, newest thing. So before the 8 arrives, this is how I rank, and this is how they're stacked right here. The AFUL collection. Now, go ahead and put up the border. I think that the bass, this is similar to, obviously, the Band 5, the Band 8, the Performer 5. I think that the bass goes to the Band 5. I think the bass is better than the one that was released in the West. Not sure why. It was toned down slightly, but I prefer the original Band 5. I think that the mids, treble, and resolution go to the Band 8. I think that the way that they're doing crossovers and the tuning system benefits multiple drivers, and the additional drivers put into the Band 8 is audible to the ear. Remember, the Helios, which is a Tech and Res Beast, has only got 4 BAs. Driver count is a meme, doesn't really mean anything, but if you have a high quality crossover network and you do it well, you can get all of the benefits out of each driver that you use, whether it's 4 or 5 or 8. And it sounds like the Band 8 is doing stuff better than the Band 5 and the Performer 5. And hopefully the Performer 8 builds upon that. I'm sure it will. Just how the final tuning is, I'm not really sure. It's great with really everything in my library. Vivaldi, rock and roll, most hip hop, stuff like Big Boy, Massive Attack, Radiohead, stuff like Pack Like Sardines, Question Box, Tupac, Violent, stuff that has really low drones and multiple or lots of sub-bass hits is really not where a set like this is going to shine, but it will shine everywhere else. So this is not 4 bass heads. None of them are. If you really, really want bass, then you'd want the Band 5. That's hard to get or impossible. So cross your fingers about winning this one. If you win, I probably will ask people which one they want to pick. It's okay with that stuff. It's not great with nothing. It doesn't apply. There's nothing that it's lacking in. It's got extension. It doesn't have too much ear gain. It doesn't have too much mid bass. None of them do. They're all well tuned. Price, config, efficiency, impedance are all non-applicable because I'm not reviewing a single set. Now I'm going to move over slowly and take a look at the graphs. This is the Band 5, the Band 8, and the Performer 5. I want to note that the graph of the Band 5 for this looks like the Performer 5, but with more bass. I'm going to go ahead and take this out and go ahead and take this out. This is how a lot of people's Performer 5 look, but not mine. Mine didn't graph like that. I want to remind people also that when you look at somebody's graph tool and you compare it to another, you're making a big mistake. The variance in units is small. The variance in mics is also small. Insertion depth, there's a lot of stuff that can add 1 to 2 dB everywhere, particularly in the treble or in the bass. So don't get too stuck on, or use one person's tool mostly, because when you compare it with others, there's a thing on Super Reviews talking about critical, and Super Reviews had the exact same set used for a Target or something, and it looks like a different set slightly. Same exact earphone, just a different 711 coupler. It makes a big difference, so be aware of that. So these and how they are graphing are relative to each other and with the same mic. I've actually got 2 711s. So the AFUL Band Pro 5 has more bass, but it's audible than the Performer 5. So I like it better, and I always did. I've had these for a while, actually. Now we add in the Pro 8. I want to point out something about the Pro 8. put this down. Do you see this bump right here? This is very atypical. I say that a lot, but I guess I'm in that mode right now. Around 800 hertz, there's an extra little bump. Now, how does that play out in music? It makes vocals sound a tad bit forward in a very pleasant way. I am a fan of that tuning. It's got a very long, very subtle ear gain. Again, this is the Band Pro 8. I've seen a graph of the Performer on a different rig, and it looks like that bump still is there, and it's an overall kind of relaxed extended set. So I don't think it's going to be radically different from this. The Band Pro 8 is really, really nice. It's got a good low end, sub bass over mid bass. It's got that unique, shared by a couple 64 audios that I think overdo it slightly, but it puts the vocals, you got to remember where the vocals start. The fundamental frequencies for vocals go down into almost the sub bass pretty much and go all the way to about 1.5 kilohertz, and that's where the fundamentals of vocals are. The fundamentals, and then you've got second, third, fourth, fifth order harmonics, and all of that is impacted by the ear gain region. Playing with that and taking the angle and jutting it up will make vocals sound more in your face, on your lap, standing out in the mix. And it's notable because if you've heard the track you listen to a lot, you might notice that that's not how you usually hear that. This is a very subtle tuning adjust, and I'm not sure if they did it on purpose. I think they probably did based on what the complexity of the internals. I think it's a brilliant idea. It really, really lends itself to a intimate vocal replay. However, you've got the extension, so you've got all the harmonics, so it just sounds like you're in a nice venue with a really like the mixer in the crowd is just doing an excellent job. I think this set sounds brilliant, so that's why this video is being done. When the Performer 5 came out and it was being hyped and I didn't agree with it, I thought, I got two choices. One, look like a hater because I get supplied by Linsol and this is a Hi-Fi Go exclusive. Two, just let it go. So I decided to go with number two. And then I got the Band 5 and the Band 8. And I thought, man, the Band 5 is better than the Performer. And then the Band 8 is really good. And then I saw a pre-release graph of the Performer 8 and thought, they got that bump in the mids, subtle, and they got the extension. This looks like it's going to be a really big winner. So I go ahead and do this video because I love pushing good gear with my library. Being very specific again, it plays everything within my library: rock and roll, hip hop, trip hop, reggae, classical. It is a little bit insufficient, but you could just EQ the sub bass. It's the easiest adjustment probably, period, especially for dynamic drivers, for stuff like this. But that's a lot of sets. Most of the sets I've reviewed recently won't do this awesome. The Storm cost $5,000, and if it had a weak point, actually, let me cancel that comment. The BAs in the Storm are beastly, and it would do big boy. So I guess that's a bad example, so I'll move along from that. And also, so I will update this video when the Performer 8 comes, and when I do the Performer 8 video is when I will do the giveaway. That will be the video that the giveaway is done for 4 sets, so I will spin the wheel 4 times. If you're not sure what the wheel is, it's this one right here. So I'm going to spin this one once because that beautiful blue cap Kiwi ears is going to be one right now. The one that was sent out already was the still retail wrapped in the box green one. So the winner for this set is Mohammed Ilas. Now, if this person doesn't get in touch with me, I don't know why I don't have the @ marks in here. Let me spin it one more time. Scott Harris Tacoma. There we go. So we got 2 people, and if one of them contacts me and you didn't win, Scott, you might be number 2. So far, I don't think I've been contacted by somebody that doesn't have an @ mark. I think that Google puts symbols in front of everybody's name, so I don't know why when I drag and drop, some of them don't do that. Go ahead and contact me. Now, before we leave, I want to address everybody. I decided to do these spins and giveaways to be nice because I had a kid, and I feel like it's the same reason I'm giving away all my collabs, because it's just sitting right there. It doesn't do any good. And also, flipping these on the secondhand market. It's just a waste of time. I could give these to you guys. You comment, you subscribe. Most of the people that have subscribed were already my followers. So this really hasn't had a big impact on the channel at all. And I pay for the shipping. It doesn't matter if you live in Ghana. It doesn't matter if you live in Italy. I pay for the shipping. And you're getting this for free. So be patient, please. This is sent out on weekends. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Life happens. Everybody that's won has gotten their stuff. If you're really impatient, you maybe not built for this. So just move along. No harm, no foul. It takes the fun out of all of this. And if you leave a comment saying, commenting to win the item, that's almost kind of being rude. A little bit of courtesy would be appreciated. You know what I mean? Like, say something nice about the video that you're commenting under. I always drag and drop the comments that have the icon of subscriber next to them. But when I see the ones that say commenting to win, I feel a little, man, come on. This is a video for the AFUL. Can you comment about that? That would be awesome. Appreciate it. And if you feel some kind of way about my comments, you could just take your sub and go. I don't really care that much. Seriously. Okay? So be patient. Speaking of Storm, I waited. That order was before my child was born. I waited 4 months for that. That's the way it is, and I paid $5,000. You're getting hundreds of dollars worth of stuff, and you didn't even spend $1. So, or ship. Nothing. Just chill out. I had to say that. So the AFUL. Yeah, good stuff. And I'm out.